Yeah, that little bit of snow that we had last week turned everything just a little bit wintry. There really wasn't much of it, just enough to cover up the brown grass and brighten things up. Made it a little bit easier to spot animals too, like this muley buck. One of his radar dishes is bent, but otherwise he looked healthy. Same with his harem and his fellow bucks. The wintriness of the landscape was really quite nice. All that new white snow made everything look so fresh. And from the way it accumulated on the branches, it looked like it came straight down. Luckily, it only looked cold. Yeah, there was frost in the shadows and stuff, but you know what? It was only -2. And that sun, it had plenty of power. Not quite enough to melt anything really, but that's okay. I mean, the countryside looked beautiful. The area where I was, southwest of Sundre, kind of along Fallen Timber Creek, I haven't explored there very much. But, man, it is gorgeous. Tracks in the fresh snow were easy to find, like the ones this coyote left behind. They were so fresh and crisp he couldn't have passed by very long before I got there. This was a pretty fascinating valley, so I put up my drone for a better look. I will definitely be back out this way once things thaw out in the spring. And then back down the road, I put the drone up again. The shadows these roots were casting looked pretty amazing, but there was a line of willows along the bank and I couldn't get a clear view of them. So I put up the little drone and flew right over top of them. These tiny flying cameras, they're so handy. I continued on through the foothills, through the deepening blue shadows as the afternoon wore on, stopping here and there to photograph the sculptural effects of that soft white snow. Everything seemed to be shades of cyan in the shadows, but out in the open where the sun could hit, the amber glow of the late afternoon took over. And in places, like here along Silver Creek, the two tones mixed together. The result was, and here's my most overused adjective, gorgeous. Bluish shadows on everything in the shade, warm tones on the trees that were hit by the sun, reflecting on the ice of the creek. Love it. The sun set right around 4:30 in the afternoon, but the equinox is nearly here, and soon we'll be gaining daylight. And, most likely, gaining more snow. Yes, it is looking a little more wintry out there, but it is winter after all, so I don't really have a problem with that.